What's up? It's SUREWINZMMA. I'm here with Nas Worthy, who will be fighting on April 24th for Tough Enough for the Amateur Welterweight Title. How you feeling, Nas?
Man, I'm feeling blessed, brother. I'm excited to be here, man. Feeling great. Have no complaints.
Man, it's been a long journey, fighting for the welterweight title and stuff like that. I mean, what kind of pressure do you feel comes with there? Does any pressure come with it for you?
Man, no pressure at all. It's certain people are called for certain things, and it's just like it's called to the moment. That's all. Got the opportunity and called to the moment. You either crack or fold, but I'm not gonna do any of that. I got the opportunity. I'm gonna take my chance on it. So feeling great. No pressure, no nerves, no nothing. Just ready to get at it.
Okay. And your record, it's amateur and stuff like that. Is there plans, once this fight, or are you planning to do a couple more fights to move into pro, or is there still kind of like you have a plan that you're kind of following?
Yeah, I got a lot of fights. Like if you look at how it started, I didn't really have the support and have the coaches like I do now.
Hmm.
So people ask me and tell me I have a lot of fights and whatnot. But if you look at it, I have multiple fights week back to back, things like that, because I didn't have a coach. Wasn't really training. I was just watching YouTube videos, just punch on and punch it back in my backyard. So if you actually like really look at when I started training, I actually went to the gym, actually got coaching. I probably only got 5 or 6 fights, which is good amount for an amateur. But
Hmm.
just whatever my coaches say, because a lot of people I spar, pros, amateurs, whatever, they go, "Oh, snap, you're way better than I thought." And you look at your record, like, "Oh my gosh, I don't expect you to be X, Y, and Z." But it's just I have that nature for it. So it's just whatever. If I go out and perform well, coaches say, "Hey, you're ready." If I go out and perform trash, like, "Hey, I'm going back to the drawing board." So
Yeah.
it's however it goes.
Okay. And it's gonna be for like a title. Does this kind of feel like, is it in your mind a title fight, or are you kind of sticking to it, like looking at it like if it's just another fight that you're preparing
Man,
for?
it's just another fight. Yeah, it's just another fight. It's just a bigger opportunity, bigger stage, tough enough. Jeff and Barry taking care of us, putting this platform together for us and carrying on for all these years. I'm looking at it as more of a opportunity to, because they have a lot of guys, they are pipelines to the UFC and things of that nature, PFO, whatever, big
Yeah.
organizations getting fighters recognition and the stability they need to have. And just going on in with that aspect, hey, I have a chance to fight home, because a lot
Hmm.
of my fights are in Utah and Montana and Ohio, New York. I've been all around the nation. So just having the opportunity to stay here at home and bring the title home for my people, that's what I'm looking at right now as, hey, this opportunity and you better capitalize on it.
Okay. And talking about, you're gonna be at home fighting here and stuff like that. Do you have anybody special? Do you have any like family or anything that's gonna be there on fight night
Yeah,
watching you from the crowd?
my mom, my mom does not like me fighting. My mom does not like me fighting at all, but she's there to support me. My mom has been with me through thick and thin. It's like, hey, I'm definitely gonna be there. She's just got her tickets as a couple of nights ago, sit right in the front with some of my people. So I'm just excited to have her there, and y'all probably gonna hear her because she yells very loud, very loud.
Okay. And then, fighting for Tough Enough, is there like kind of a plan? Like, is it kind of like a one contract and you're gonna just keep like going from there, or is it kind of like a three fight contract type thing?
We haven't put that on the table yet. It's more of a, like I said, how I perform, right? If I
Okay.
perform great and the people like me, people want to see me back, then hey, we can talk about that possibility. But like I said, I've fought around the nation, and a lot of people have asked me to come back. Fusion Fight League is another fight league I fight for a lot, and they will ask for me. Same thing with Fierce and that nature. But those regional promotions, but Tough Enough is definitely the biggest promotion I fought for with the most notoriety, and I love it. It's not simply because they're just tough enough, but simply because it's home. Don't have to
Okay.
do all the traveling, and people that want to connect with me. I'm right here in the city, so if you ever want to connect and we could talk, I'm right here. It makes it a lot easier. But like I said, just it being home and this being definitely the biggest promotion. Just look at the followers, look at the people they have put in the UFC. This is the plan to stay with them. But like I said, you can go out and perform trash, like it's all about the fans, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what it's about. Selling tickets, things of that nature. If nobody wants to see this guy fight, like we don't really care about him. Then it's but they say, hey, this guy was exciting. We loved how he fought, loved everything about him, his energy, his presence. Hey, bring him back. That's up to tough enough to say,
Yeah.
hey, this guy is worth the investment.
Okay, for sure. And then, kind of building up to this, right? What do you feel, who are you fighting for? What do you feel you're fighting to prove?
Uh, Personally, I'm just fighting to prove that, like I said, you look at my record and you would go, oh man, this guy must not be good because got that 50-50. But just going to prove like, hey, a record don't mean nothing. I fought a lot of guys that a lot of guys wouldn't fight. A lot of people called me, like I said, I didn't have coaches, didn't have nobody tell me do X, Y, and Z. Hey, you
Yeah.
gonna fight this guy that's knocking everybody out? Oh yeah, let's go. I'm just ready to go get it, just to show that everybody that this guy is he's actually very talented and he has coaches supporting him now. So it's a lot different. Just put it in simple terms, just fighting for my people. Because at first I was just fighting for myself, being a hard head and just going out there. Like, I got my coach Tracy, my coach Gokor, my coach Chris, things of that nature, my manager Roman over at Extreme Couture,
Mm-hmm.
just putting together, now it's like not fighting for myself, fighting for them, saying,
Right.
hey, these people are invested in me, they believe in me, and making sure I don't let them down.
Okay, for sure. And then, kind of leading into this, what do you feel got you into fighting, or was the idea ever to get into fighting? Like, did you have kind of like other ideas of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, no, man. I've done a lot of interviews, and you'll never actually hear in an interview me saying, "Yeah, my dream is to be in the UFC and do this, that, and the third." It was never like that for me. I just kind of fell into it, and like I said, I got people that believe in me now because I didn't believe in myself. Not as in believe in myself that I could be good, because I always thought I was okay, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think I was, this somewhat of a prospect I'm building myself to be, and that my coaches are building me to be. So
Right.
now it's changing ship. Like, hey, this guy, that's pretty good, and he has a chance to do big things. Has a chance to make money and go far places. So it's like a momentum change for me. Okay, hey, now let me focus in. Now we actually have a chance, and let's focus up.
Okay, for sure. And this training camp, getting prepared for the opponent that you're going to be fighting on the 24th of April. Do you kind of feel like it's been any different from any of your other training camps, or do you kind of feel like, this is a training camp that's been going well and been going like how you anticipate all the other ones that have been going?
Yeah, it's been a great camp. We got the contract was sent over about 5, 6 weeks in advance, I actually have a little time, versus them calling me 2, 3 days notice to go fight. Hey, you want to go fight this guy? And like, oh man, I don't know nothing about him, things of that nature. Even my opponent, I don't really know anything about him. He doesn't have much film for me to go off of. Can't really know how people put the game plan together, but that's not my style anyway. Just sit and film study and put a game plan. My style, just go out there and fight, right? Because you have a game plan. Like Mike
Right.
Tyson, he's famous for saying it. Everybody's game plan to get punched in the mouth. I can say, oh, I'm finna go and do jab, cross hook, and the guy head kicks me, bam, playing out the window,
Yeah,
So
everything
you got to
changes.
make adjustments on the fly, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm about, just making sure I get through it.
Okay, for sure. And say everything goes to plan, everything happens. What is the plans for Nas Worthy after April 24th, or what do you have planned?
Man, like I said, it's a momentum change for me. Now it's not myself anymore. It's my manager, my coaches, my coach Gokor, my coach Tracy, whatever they have planned for me. Like I said, fighters like I said myself, I was hard headed and just doing stuff. Now
Hmm.
it's I have people that actually have my back, and they're gonna steer me in the right direction. What do they want me to do? The fights they want me to take, the big opportunities. If Dana White comes out, have a big shot, or if you get a short notice, hey, you need someone for your tender series or PFL or one, whatever, wherever I can go, whatever I can do, that's what I'm gonna do, and it's just whatever my coaches decide, right? I'm just taking it out of my hands. So I'm young, I'm 22. I'm new to the fight game. I've only been fighting for about 2.5 years. This whole realm is new to me. We got people that's been in the game for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, since the
Yeah.
UFC started. And it's always changing. People are always learning. So I'm just trying to adjust myself to be a student at this point. So whatever they have for me, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. And then, do you feel like kind of this training camp, has there been anything that you would say you added to your game or kind of evolved to your game a little
Oh
bit more?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about my guy, but I know he's a striker. I've been working on my striking. A lot of people know me as a grappler or just a brawler,
Hmm.
but I'm actually got some tips on me, so I'm just excited to showcase them. We've been
Okay.
working on that, putting some stuff in the bag, and yeah, it's going to shock a lot of people for sure.
Okay, for sure. And is there kind of anything specific you like to do on fight day, or like the week of fight week? Sorry, is there anything kind of specific you like to kind of do to kind of get you built up or get you kind of in that mode of like ready for what your main goal is?
No, nothing specific. Some people have you know dirty fight drawers or something like that that they wear, or lucky socks. I don't have anything like that. I just I focus up. I pray. I sit with my mother and I pray, and hopefully they guide me to where I need to be.
Okay, for sure. Sounds good. Um, well, I think that's pretty much about all the
Awesome.
questions I have. I look forward to seeing you fight for the amateur welterweight
Thank
title
you.
on
Thank
April
you.
24th.
Thank you,
This is
brother.
SureWinds MMA. I'm here with Nas Worthy. Make sure to tune in April 24th on Tough Enough for Nas Worthy fighting for that amateur welterweight title, and be sure to tune in. He's going to be a prospect and somebody to be watching this year.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you,
you.
bro.
It's awesome.